Hey, what's going on? It's Ken from FlowTricks, and we are going to do another guided class. I was really happy about the last guided class. Now, a guided class is basically me kind of guiding you through about 20 to 40 minutes, a routine basically that you can play later on and continue to work for it. This is going to be basic to intermediate, but let me just start off by saying, go ahead and hit play, pick up your chucks, and work this out. Make sure you don't hit your screen. If I go over a move that you don't know, for instance, if I'm doing a figure 8 wrist roll and you don't know how to do a figure 8 wrist roll, see if you can break it down to just the figure 8. Do the more simple moves. And if you can't do that, just work on moves you do know. Just completely disregard that section until you get to a point that you do know, or look it up in my old videos. All of the moves that I'm going to go over are moves that we've probably done before, or I'll teach it right away. So, with that said, let's just get warmed up first. So we're just going to kind of shake our wrists. Now, I'm not a huge fan of stretching cold, so if you haven't just spun the chucks a little bit, play a good song, spin the chucks, give it like 5-10 minutes before you play this video. Just go ahead and do that now, and then go ahead and go into your stretches. You shouldn't really stretch when your muscles are cold. You should be a little bit warmed up. So once we've stretched out, next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our hand and we're going to put our elbow bending at 90 degrees, and then this is going to bend down. So elbow bends at 90 degrees, and then the wrist bends down. From there, the thumb's going to cross over the pinky. The rest of the hand's going to grab the other fingers, and we're going to pull it up towards our nose, like so. I'm not going to count it out loud just because I don't, I'm not going to be one of those instructors like one of those dance videos. They're like, and a 1, and a 2. No. I'm just going to kind of wing it, and I'm just going to talk while we're winging it. So anyways, let's go again here. 90 degrees, bam, bend down, bam. We're going to reach over, thumbs grabbing over the pinky finger. The rest of the fingers are grabbing the other fingers like so. And we're going to bend it up, and we're going to pull towards our nose. Make sure, okay, we're doing it now. Make sure that you don't pull too hard. If you feel a snapping motion, you've pulled too hard. That's kind of the general rule. If you feel snapping, if you feel sharp pain, don't keep going. Kind of slow it down. Don't Hulk out. It's perfectly okay. You'll get this fine. Now, at the same time, if you don't, I'm going to shake this out. If you don't stretch out a little bit, sometimes you can like pull a tendon or pull something that really hurts. And I've had sore wrists for even a month because I didn't stretch out well. Well, I like to attribute that. Like I like to spin fast. So, all right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to like karate chop our nose, blah. And then we're going to grab our thumb. So most of the fingers are towards the palm, and the thumb's going to kind of push against the pinky finger, like so, the back of the pinky finger. And I'm just going to kind of push it down. Now this is going down as well as it's twisting out, like so. So it's not just going down because you won't feel it, but it's actually twist. So down and twist. You should be able to wave hello, and it should go down to around your belly button-ish. Gosh, it's August. I just got back from campfire, and I don't know what okay, we're gonna do the other hand real quick. Again, chop the nose, grab the thumb, pull against the pinky finger and down. I haven't decided on the theme yet. Last month was staff month. I was thinking about making this one hyper style month or speed month or footwork month. I'm either going to do that or double nunchucks. I kind of want to go back to the nunchucks. All right, and done. All right, we're going to stretch. Just nice round shoulder stretches. Very simple. We're not going to go too far in with this today. And reverse directions. Get into wide stance because ninjas got to stand wide when they do it. For no better purpose, look to the left. And your hands are out. You can stop for a second. All right, let's warm up our legs a little bit. So basically, our feet are longer than shoulder width apart, and we're just going to bend down just a little bit, okay? This is going to put almost like we're sitting on a chair. It's kind of like, it's called a horse stance. But we're not going to go as far down. You're just going to kind of just keep doing your shoulder stretches while your legs are burning and screaming at you. And the more you feel your legs burning and screaming at you, the more you can just like focus on your arms. Imagine your arms are scooping up the pain and throwing it into heaven. I'm just kidding. I don't know. But really feel like you're sitting in that chair and you'll get a good, nice burn. We're not going to go too much into that, but horse stance is a nice thing to get into. Now we're going to go for a little bit of speed drills too. So we're a little bit warmed up now. Now what I just want to see you is get in some sort of a fighting stance. If you don't know one, I usually have my power hand up front, which is southpaw. We're just going to go jab, cross, okay? Now a jab, most people are like this, right? Like with the power hand in the back, when I'm usually with my power hand in the front. The jab just basically, make sure you have one foot a little bit more forward. I'm not going to go into this too much because we're just going to get this to kind of feel it. I'm going to kind of twist my hips a little bit. So my right kind of twists over, and it's going to cause my hand to come out. and then my left is gonna shoot the other way. So my hips are going this way and then that way. So twist, twist. But it's the opposite. It's twist, twist. So we're gonna do that 10 times. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow. Yeah. All right. Ready to kick some butt while not kicking any butt at all because we're doing floors. All right, we're gonna do this now. Another speed drill. So basically, it's like our hands are creating a line and crossing overs. My right hand comes either in the front or in the back, it doesn't matter, but whichever way it goes, if it's behind me, when it returns, it goes in front of me. Okay, we're gonna go 50% speed. Go. Just kind of go back and forth. You should kind of feel it in your chest. All right, 70%, go a little bit faster. You should be feeling it now. 80%. 90%. Go faster. 100%. Go as fast as you can. Great. Now never fight like that. If someone stands in front of you, don't be like. That only works in anime. All right, let's grab our chucks. So today, again, like I said, we're going to work on some speedy stuff. So it's going to be a lot of hyper style. To begin with, though, let's go ahead and go over a little bit of hyper, just so you don't know. Okay, in case we haven't rehearsed hyper in a while, this is 1. So basically, if I'm grabbing with my right hand, 1 is here. This is in the video, so I'm not going to go over 2 in depth. You can always redo it. 2 is up here, it bounces off. So 1 is here, 2 is here, it creates a half moon over my head. 2 kind of bounces off of my the back of my tricep area, so to speak. Never, ever, ever hold your chuck this way to where the end hits your arm. Bam! That will hurt you. So make sure that you're nice and tight. 3 is down, like so. So from here to here, that's 3. And then 4 just kind of shoots it out. So if you notice, 1 and 2 makes a half moon above you, and 3 and 4 makes a half moon below you. Now there's a lot of different variations. We could use our elbows too. I generally don't use that as much as this, because there's a lot of redirections you can do with the opposite hand. So right now, if you know the 1, 2, 3, 4, I'd like to see you do that. If you know that and that's really easy, add an extra combo at the end, okay? So go ahead and do it now. Again, I'm doing a little bit more because you're supposed to. If you already know the 1, 2, 3, 4, go ahead and add extra flourishes before and after it. And drop it and scream. Rah! All right, stop. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, the next thing we're gonna do is off the 3, so 1, 2, 3, we're gonna start here. So I can just use my right hand and boom, tap right underneath here. From here, I'm gonna lift up my leg, and it's gonna make what looks kind of like a G shape, like here and over. Chuck is gonna bounce underneath my leg. It's gonna actually tap on the opposite side of my thigh. I don't know what that's called. Whatever muscles underneath your thighs where it taps, and it's gonna go back. So, there. Now if you can do that, go ahead and just do it nice and fast, 80%. So, don't do 100, 80%. If you're hurting yourself, make sure you put all your force in the beginning and lighten it up at the end. So if you can already do this, see if you can work on using force. Some people say that, I'm gonna go see here. Well, I didn't bring it, but when I was at campfire, someone had mentioned that I can do these tricks because I don't have heavy chucks, and so I picked up some oak chucks. I was like, look, I mean, you can do it with any chuck, you just have to learn how to pad it. So most of your force is at the beginning, and then it kind of loses its momentum at the end. So if you're already used to this, just go ahead and do that. Okay, let's just go ahead and do it. So 1, 2, 3. All right, I said I wasn't gonna count. Just keep doing it. So boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Bam, bam, bam. Pow, pow, pow. I don't know. All right, a couple more times. All right, we're gonna do it the other hand now. Real fun, right? This is gonna be an easy 40 minutes if I just say, hey, do the other hand. That's something I never do in my videos. But don't worry, we're gonna get to it. Hold on, I gotta adjust my belt. Keep doing it! I'm watching you. You're not doing it. Good, good. Okay, my belt was a little loose. Now, in the middle of that, we're gonna go back to the first one. And the moment we return back to 3, so 3, leg 3, we're gonna introduce a cross grab right here. So, cross grab. Now the hand that was originally holding it is going to almost rip sideways to create force or momentum. So it moves here, and we move to a 3 over here. 3, here, here, cross grab. 3, leg 3, cross grab. 3, leg 3, cross grab. If this is too hard, just see if you can just do your cross grab. Just keep going like this again, and see if you can just get it to the other hand, stop, and go back like that. It doesn't matter. But if you can do it, just go ahead and see if you can just go straight in there. If this is easy, see if you can throw a kick. Or whatever, you know? It's been a while since I've thrown kicks. I really need to work on those. So keep going, keep going. I'm the teacher here, so I don't even have to do what I'm saying. I'm just pretending like I'm watching you. Good job. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, cross grab. 1, 2, 3, cross grab. Now, we're gonna go ahead and work on a couple more speedy drills. Basically, this is a really good, nice and fast. The trick is keeping as tight as you can with all of it. And when I mean tight, your arm is not moving in big circles. You'll lose speed that way. It's more like moving in a straight line, like this hand is just down and back up. The longer it goes around, the more distance it has to travel. So think straight lines. Okay, we're gonna keep going with hyper because it's really fun. This time, I'm gonna hold my chuck up by my shoulder and slash down by my hip. Whoosh. Like that. Most of the force is in the swing from here to here. And then it just kind of, once it crosses this, my hand is resting. It's almost like whipping a belt. You know, there's that point where it just hits its max, and it's not by the hip, it's there. Okay? Once we do that, my left hand is going to be upside down. It's going to hold right here. So here, my left hand is going to be right there, just waiting for the chuck to come. And we're going to kind of pull it over horizontally. My hips are going to twist a little bit, and I'm going to catch it right there. So, catch. Catch. I'm not actually going to catch this in the end move. I'm just kind of showing you what happens. This hand, my left hand, is actually going to use this. My right hand is going to go around it. So as I catch it, my right hand is going to go around it, almost like this is a stone column, and someone's just kind of walking around the column. So that's what the chuck's doing. So slash, grab, we're going to rotate around it and slash back down. So like that. But it's going to look like slash, grab. This is a good strike too. It'd be like you strike the shoulder and you strike the face. Bam, bam. But it's here, slash it by the hip, up here, slash it back down. So go ahead and do that 10 times. See if you can already do that 10 times. Go ahead and see if you can add a motion to it beforehand. Be sure to make those sounds too, like. You know, like I'm on YouTube. I could probably just add those in. I don't have to use it out of my mouth. I think one of these times I'm going to make a YouTube video. Keep going. I'm going to make a YouTube video where it'll be all sound effects, but it's all sound effects that I make, and then I'm just going to edit it into every single move that I do. All right. If you can do that, see if you can do 2. Hit 1. Oh my gosh. Hit 1, 2. 1, 2. So if you can do 1 and you're fine with it, see if you can do 2. Again, it's here. You can do it as many times as you want. Go ahead and try it again. Explore and see how you can get into this motion. Remember, all you have to do is find a way to get your hand up there. So even if you're just starting out, this could be from over the shoulder passes to get in there. Go ahead and see if you can find a combo to get into this move, and then go ahead and do it. If you do it twice, awesome. So now explore what you can do. You can pause it if you need time. Explore what you can do to get to your hand up by your shoulder, and then pull off a double. All right, next motion. Instead of going slashing down by the hip, we're gonna slash over by the bicep area like this. Bam, right? So slash, cross, and then we're going to twist our hip and we're going to hold up our arm. Now it's going to be like a V, so it's going to be slash, twist. So my hand's open, and it's going to be the exact same thing. Now be careful, you can hit your face. Don't let your hand be too close to your face because we're going to have to actually zip this around, just like how we zipped it around down below, and this was like a column here. It's going to be the same thing. This is going to zip around the hand again, and it's going to slash down by the hips. So it's going to be here, bounce it off the bicep, I twist my hips out, and then it's kind of bouncing off the back of my hand. If you have too much slack, it's going to roll over, so make sure that you aim this part of the chuck for the open part of the palm. Here, open part of the palm. Here. The moment that happens, my right hand is going to go over and around and slash down on my hip. So here, here, rolling down. So this is going to be the combo. It's going to be bounce off the bicep, twist the hip here. It's going to roll around. We're going to put a lot of force, just like we were swinging downwards like this, except for it's right here, here. And then we're going to twist our hip this direction to get it to bounce off the outside of the tricep, and we're going to go back to it again. If you want to add some extra move, go ahead and do it. Just go ahead and get that initial motion out. And yeah, keep practicing. Now, we're going to combine it together, both of those moves. If you need more time practicing, hit pause right now. Otherwise, we're going to combine them together. So now it's going to go bounce, twist, so it's going to hit the outside of the hand. We're going to roll it around. We're going to slash it down by the hip. So here, that's the second move. We're going to go back into the first move after that. So hand is up, hand is down. It's going to roll around. So here, hand is up, rolls, slashes, hand goes down. And we're doing the first move we worked on. So here, 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 up, down, and then we bring it back over to the right side of the tricep, and we're back to the start. So 1, 2, 3, roll it around, 4, 5, roll it around, 6, 7. It's like a 7-hit combo. Still pretty good in Killer Instinct if you can get a 7. Not quite an ultra combo, but I mean, we're not a keep practicing. We're not a martial arts class where one person throws a punch and they stand still, and you're like, oh, bam, 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 and they just stand still. Sorry. I think it's funny. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, around 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Messed it up. Yeah. So just remember, it's going to go around the top and then around the bottom and back. So on the top, around the bottom, and back. All right. Next, we're going to work on a little bit more speed. Now, basically, my right hand, if I'm using my right hand, we're going to go clockwise. My left hand is going to grab it like so. So here. From here, both hands are in front grips right now. So if one hand's in the back grip, switch it around, make sure you're in 2 front grips. And all we're going to do is just kind of work on something kind of sticky handish. Basically, one hand, I'll choose my right, is just going to flip it up in front of me and catch it. My left hand does absolutely nothing. It's very still. So just see if you can catch it like so. Now, if you throw it behind your hand, it becomes a roll because it gets stuck on your wrist. So make sure when I'm throwing it slightly in front of the other chuck. Boom. And then once you throw it, use your other hand and do the same thing. So what we're kind of looking for is like this climbing motion. But to get that, we're just going to flick your hand up and catch. Flick your hand up and catch. Up, catch, up, catch. And if you can get that, then just see if you can kind of climb your way down. So start at the top, pull, pull. Do you see how I'm kind of catching it down below, like that? So start at the top, I'm going to catch it, but when you catch it, your hand's going to twist it, almost like you're grabbing like a staircase. Now obviously, we can't go downwards, but let's just practice this a few more times. Or you can just keep your hands here if that doesn't feel comfortable. Or if that doesn't feel comfortable, just work on this. So this is phase 1. Phase 2 is being able to use both your hands. Phase 3 is being able to walk it down like stairs. All right, I'm going to assume that you can kind of get that. if you need help, if you need to keep working on that, go ahead and hit pause and work on it in your leisure and then play again. The next part is going to be 2 back grips now. And we're going to do the same thing, except for this time, like I have this back grip and it's going counterclockwise. I'm going to grab, my hand's going to pull down and catch, down and catch. So it's the same thing. It's still spinning in front of my hand. Remember, if it goes back, it becomes a hand roll. And don't forget, it becomes a hand roll if it goes back. So while you're doing this motions, either of these motions, if you do pull it back, it just becomes a hand roll. Neat, huh? All right, so go ahead and do this motion. See if you can just get this. First, see if you can just get one hand. You can get one hand, see if you can get 2 hands. You get 2 hands, see if you can alternate. This one's not as good as the other one. And then if you get that, we're going to do the same thing, except we're going to climb it up and up. Oops. Once you get to the top, which is I failed to do, once you get to the top, you do a hand roll, and we can start climbing it down. So here, hand roll, grab, and we can climb it up. Hand roll, grab, and then we're going to climb it down. So that's the full combo. Again, we're doing beginner, intermediate, and kind of advanced. If you can't do it, just go ahead and do the first thing. Do this. Or do this, I'm sorry. That's step 1. Step 2 is bonk, 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 bonk. And then step 3 is going ahead and going up with it. And then step 4, I guess, would be being able to go up with it, do the hand roll, oops, messed it up, and then go down with it. So go ahead and practice that for a little bit, and I will be right back. I would say hit pause, but how could I make this a 40-minute video? All right, once you get done with that, go ahead and practice it a little bit more here. We really want to make sure, because this is a really good one, like, there's going to be a lot of motions, like when you do hand rolls, where you can do that little flick. So let's kind of work on some of those motions here. If I'm doing rips, it's a perfect time to do that flip. The moment I do a rip, just one hand flicks it, and then I can change into both upper hand grips or both overhand grips or both back grips or both front grips, sorry. So we can do rips, and then as soon as you finish the rip, choose one hand and either flick it down or flick it up. Doesn't matter. So rip, 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 do a flick. And then go rip, 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 do a flip. Doesn't matter what flip you do and how you catch it, just go ahead and do the same concept, which is basically no matter which way I fling it, one hand doesn't move and the other does. I just want you to find combos now, and we're going to find them off rips to start. I love these things. Oops. These chucks are so light though, man. They are so light. I probably should go grab my other ones. They're kind of hollow on the inside. They're really cool, but man, they're light. All right. Once we do that, let's go ahead and work on figure 8 wrist rolls. Figure 8 wrist roll. This isn't hyper, but it's always good to do figure 8 wrist rolls anyways. Hey, while we're at it, yeah, go ahead and work on your figure 8 wrist rolls. If this is easy, as you swing to the front, see if you can extend, lock out your elbow, high. So now all of a sudden, we're doing one wrist roll high, and then as soon as we go over to the other side, so whenever your hand is crossing over to the opposite side, so if my right hand is crossing over to the left side, or if my hand is crossing over to the front, either way, the moment it crosses over, we're going to extend our arm, and then we're just going to do a regular wrist roll on the other hand. So extend, wrist roll, oops. Extend, wrist roll. Extend, wrist roll. Extend, wrist roll. Sometimes you have to add an extra beat right here. If you need a moment to just kind of catch it, it's totally fine. You don't have to, like that. It's whatever you want to do. I won't judge you. And then go ahead and do it with the other hand as well. Fully extended, small, big, small, big, small. I would say do this fast, but I don't want you to do this fast because extended wrist rolls tend to fly pretty far. So we're not going to do this one fast, but definitely keep this one in mind. Sometimes, especially with speed, you want to be able to add in some slower motions anyways. Otherwise, they won't know what fast is. And big motions like this is always handy because it still looks faster just because you're covering a lot more ground with your arm. So go ahead and just work on your extensions for a little bit longer. I'm going to see how much time this has been recording. 25 minutes. Is that not amazing? Wow. All right, we're gonna get back to our hyper in a second. Okay, let's do it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then we have these things right here, right? And then what we're gonna work on now is gonna be one of my favorite things to do in hyper. It's gonna be a little complicated. You need to know, let's see, you need to know the front, you need to know the figure 8, like this, pretty simple. You need to know the reverse figure 8, and then you need to know that bounce, the number 3 bounce, and we're gonna add it with footwork. We're gonna combine all those together and we're gonna create this really sweet motion. So let's go ahead and do a number 3, like this. The moment we do a number 3, it's gonna swing up and it's gonna go into a figure 8 to the side. So number 3, figure 8 to the side. You can stop here if this is all you can do. That's totally fine. So figure 8, swing it to the side. And the moment it swings and clears over to the same side, so my right hand on the right side, and it clears over, instead of swinging it down to the left, we're gonna swing it and tuck it and we're gonna let it bounce off the tricep. So it's here, here, bounce. From there, it's gonna reverse direction. Now we're going into a reverse figure 8. Why? Because we're doing a figure 8 and we bounced it, which will reverse the figure 8, like so. When we reverse the figure 8, it's gonna be the same thing. The moment it's at 12 o'clock in front of us, or to the left side, I'm gonna turn back to the front, I'm gonna let it bounce back into the number 3. So it's here, here. We're gonna cross grab it and do the same with the other hand. But work on this first. Bam. See if you can hold your arm out or do something cool. Don't just be like, this is so cool. Oh wow. And don't be like, get away. See if you can relax that hand. Bam, 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 bam. Here, cross grab. 3. Same thing. Ja. Cross grab, cross grab. Right? Now, when we do this bounce back here, we're gonna see, this is a level up. If you just wanna work on this, that's totally fine. But if you can do that, you turn this way, what we're gonna do is when we're doing the second one, instead of going into the reverse figure 8, back to the front, we're gonna bounce, bounce, and it's gonna go straight up in the air. And my left foot is kind of turning around. So here, it's going over, and slashing down all the way around. So again, it's going whoosh, whoosh. So here, here, whoosh. And okay, so the final clearance, sorry, is here, over my head. And as I turn to the other 180 degrees, it's gonna go downward. I'm gonna say this slower. So one more time, here. If you notice every time it's making big circles, half circle above. I turn 180 degrees and I hit it. And because I hit it, we have to do another half circle above. And as I turn 180 degrees, it's going to be a half circle below. And then as it's coming back up, we're going to do the number 3 bounce. So here, here, boom, boom, boom. So now, here, here. I'm totally beefing this up because I'm doing a totally different move. Here, here, and there. That's it. That's kind of the motion if it's fast. In slow motion, it's here, bounce, high, low, high, bounce. Here, here. I'm not gonna go over footwork right now because that's a totally different thing. Just see if you can get this first, and then see if you can do that. See if you can do the cross grab. Boom, boom, boom. If you can do that, see if you can do here, here, high, low, high, bounce. Okay, so there's another move that I like to do with it too. We're not going to get into it too much though. High, low, high, bounce. Basically, what we want to be able to do is turns wherever we go. We can do this number 3 bounce. That's kind of complicated, so we're only going to do a couple more times. And look at me, I even messed up. So it's all good. I keep getting that move and a different move mixed up. But you guys probably know by now that I'm kind of a mad scientist when it comes to these things. I know so many different moves, I don't even know the names for them. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead and try another one that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, but totally different. It's gonna be, let's see here, it's gonna be 1, it's gonna be by the leg, 2, so leg hand, left leg, right, left hand. So left, left, right, right. Now this is going to be a little bit different. The left is pretty easy on the left leg. Just remember you're hitting the left side of your leg, and then you're just lifting your hand into the number 2. It's really neat because you're really just boom, boom, right? Boom, boom. And then from here, you're going to a number 3, which you should know how to do because we were just doing this motion here. So 1, 2, pull it down. Now this one is a little bit different. This one is your hand is just shooting straight down. So here, straight down. So here, straight down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So see if you can do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can add an extra spin here, or you can not. I prefer to like the extra spin. More circles is generally better in my opinion. Boom, 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 boom. All right, a couple more times. All right, now we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna start on the left foot. Again, just like we did before, but we're gonna reverse the direction. So left foot, and then what's gonna happen is as the left foot goes down, we're gonna leap with the right. So left foot, right foot, 3, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So, oops. From there, if you notice, so we basically created a box with the bottoms of our hands and our legs. So we also have a 1, 2, 3, 4 that goes from the top here to the bottom here, and then we just connected that with our leg, hand. So you should be able to transition between both of those. This here to here. 2, 3, 4. See? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Push it down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 1 is here, the 2 is here, 3 is there, the 4 is there. That's the other part. And then the original part was 1 over here, 2 over here, 3 over there, 4 over there. So sometimes I tell you. And anytime you're here, you can always do that redirect. The moment it hits, you can just go straight down. So it's a really nice way to bend it. If you're going here, all of a sudden your hand just kind of divides it down. We're back into this now. Bam, bam, whoosh, bam. Pretty awesome. Go ahead and practice that a few times. Get used to the double box. There's 2 boxes now. The box up here and the box down here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 1, 2, 3, 4. And then once in a while, when you do your 3, see if you can tuck it behind you. So instead of doing the 3 here, go ahead and go to 1, but instead of 2, just let it become the figure 8. So 1, 2, 3. Well, I guess that doesn't really work too well, but you see what I'm saying. Basically, you tap it here, give it an extra beat here to turn it into a sideways figure 8, bounce, and back. Just to get used to transitioning into this motion. So, and then if you want, you can go to that one. Again, we're going a little bit between beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Most of it's beginner with some intermediates for sure. All right. And then while you're doing this, anytime, let's say when you get to number 3, you do a hand roll, and then all of a sudden you're into your rips. And then when you're into your rips, go ahead and add that in as well. So once we do number 3, you can just, as you're going into number 4, it can go straight, go into your rips. From all that, we're going to put it all together into awesome combos. What I'd like you to do is think about all the moves we've worked on, and I want you to think about your flow. The most important thing is not what I'm teaching you, it's how you use it. That's with anything in life. That's why people that have all these great ideas, when they say them, it doesn't matter except for what people do with it. So, at the same time, the techniques that I'm showing you right now have no purpose, no use, unless you can put it into good use. So, for the rest of this class, I want you just to hit stop, and I want you to think about how you can use these moves in combos. Matter of fact, replay this video, and as you're watching the moves, you probably know how to do them, and if you don't, just practice doing them. But if you do know how to do them, I want you to practice on combos that lead up to that move. See if you can do that. So that's another replay. That'll get my YouTube way up if I can just keep getting people to replay. Let's see, what else could I say? Yeah, tell your friends to play this too, yeah. Let's get a lot of people watching this video. Anyways, I hope you enjoy it. This is a guided class. I want to do a little bit more, but you let me know. I mean, I'm totally down to making the 5 to 7 minute videos or the slow motion videos, but I feel like I haven't done this much yet, and I think like this is kind of a nice way for it to work out. And again, you guys, thank you so much. Without Patreon, I cannot even begin to try to start making this my life. But because I have donors, we're taking steps towards that. And all I want to do is just keep making and creating. So thank you so much if you've donated. Thank you so much if you've watched. And, let's keep the community going. If you guys like it, leave a comment, and I will continue to make more of these kinds of videos.